Determined to drive a trade route through Anarok, the Zentarum have sent an army to enslave the fierce nomads of the Great Desert. As tribe after tribe fall to the intruders, only a single woman, Ruha, sees the true danger. But what sheik will heed the advice of an outcast witch? Hello and welcome to Liam's Lyceum. I'm your host, Liam, aka Hamvar. Today I'll be doing a spoiler-free review of Troy Denning's The Parched Sea. The Parched Sea is a 1991 novel by Troy Denning and first book in the Harper series, which introduces Ruha, who Denning would use in more of his Forgotten Realms novels, included in the Parched Sea sequel, The Veiled Dragon, and Book 5 of the Avatar series, Crucible, The Trial of Sirik the Mad, and even in other stories as well. Now, the Harper series is 16 books, but they're only loosely connected. They follow Harper's, right, which is an organization in the Forgotten Realms that fights against tyranny, and a lot of them harp, right? They're bards and rangers and stuff like that. So, but they're generally considered a force for good. Heck, they're even in the new Honor Among Thieves movie. Now, Ruha is our main character here. She is newly married and is adjusting to her life with a new tribe, the Khatan of the Bedine in Anarok Desert. She keeps secret her portentous visions, so they will not think she's a witch. In reality, she does know some magic, learned from a witch that raised her for some of her childhood. Her call to adventure comes when her new husband, Ajaman, is given a night guard duty. Disaster strikes the Khatan, and Ruha finds her life upheaved. Lander, a Harper from Symbia, is in Anarok to follow the moves of the Zentarum. This is set in 1360 DR, a couple years after the Time of Troubles. Sirik is presently the god of three domains, and his Bedine aspect is Nasir. But Lander is basically the other main character along with Ruha. This novel itself is pretty predictable. The Bedines are obviously inspired by the Bedouins. They don't like magic, though since greedy magic users are what made the desert in the first place, that's kind of their thing, right? The big theme is prejudice and finding belonging while fighting for interlopers. The desert setting is cool. I don't read too many set in such a biome. I wish Ruha was more of the main character over Lander. I think she really could have shined more without Lander so much. She was much more interesting as well. There is some romance in this novel, but overall it's interesting to see that something like the Bedines, this novel came out in 91. This novel would not be written today. I'm sure it seemed cool and exotic to them back in the 90s. Now it just seems too easy, you know. I mean, in some ways it is cool because it's not your typical medieval Europe fantasy setting, but at the same time it's not particularly the best done. It's full of tropes, and I'm sure an Orientalist would have a heyday ripping this apart. But overall, it's not a terrible story, but it's also not the best story. I probably wouldn't recommend you start here for the Forgotten Realms, and I think Ruha's appearance in Crucible, The Trial of Sirik the Mad, is much better. Actually, that book itself is much better than this, and even the sequel, The Veiled Dragon, which I will review soon. Anyways, this has been Liam from Liam's Lyceum. I will catch you next time.